See, it's just a black screen. It's gone. It's gone. Oh, wait. It.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it's good now.
Okay, but is there sound? Here's my phone. It's on the thing. Sorry, just testing new software, new computer. You have to devolume. I turned it down so there wouldn't be interference. You have to devolume. Oh, okay. I turned it down so there wouldn't be interference. You have to devolume. Oh, okay. So we're good? Yes.
Give it a second. Oh. This is just...
Okay. We're hi all. Yes. Hello. We've got some people here. So I can see messages here, but can I see messages here?
You should be able to. If you click top chat.
Top chat.
Yeah.
Top chat.
Live chat.
Ah, yes. Okay. Wow. Okay. We've got new technology happening here, people. This is very exciting. Thank you very much. I think where we go. There seems to be a little bit of a delay as I see myself over there, but that's okay. Yeah. Okay. Hi. Yes. Welcome. I didn't know whether anybody would be on today being, yes, it's all good sound and picture. Well, that's good because I got myself a very fancy camera and I'm trying to get the camera to communicate with the, YouTube and, it's technology, man. It's way too much for my head. Luckily, I have young people in this house that know what the hell's going on. So the fact that that's on a delay is not going to bother me. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to wait a little bit. We're at 3:26. Awesome, 3:26 because I said 3:33 to start. So we'll give people another little minute to roll on in. If anybody has any questions for me, we can shoot them off now, and we have 5 minutes. I can answer a question if you're wanting. Good for you. Moving on up. Yes, moving on up. That's what we're trying to do. I'm trying to figure out the technology. You should see this space. It's awesome. I've got like lighting and a nice fancy furry microphone and it's all good. It's all good. So yes, if anyone has any questions, feel free to shoot them out now. If I don't get to them now and run out of time, because I will pull my first card for 3:30, but that gives us... we've got 5 minutes. So let's clear some energy first and foremost. I just finished a video this afternoon, although I haven't uploaded it yet, about spiritual work. So part 4 of the little 4 series that I just did. Because a lot of people are reaching out right now. So let's clear spiritual work, and that will be loaded up this evening. As soon as I finish this read, I still need to edit it. And it takes a good long while to upload. I don't know why things take... I film things in good quality, like 4K. I don't know why, but I do. And because of that, sometimes my videos takes upwards of 8 hours to upload. I'm so glad that I'm surrounded by Wi-Fi towers everywhere that allow me to upload my video at such slow speeds. Very interesting. So how is everybody doing for Easter? Yes? Are you feeling a shift in the energy that's coming in today? Today was a big shift in energy for me. Good raise in vibration coming in, which is fantastic and long overdue. Or is it the opposite? Are you feeling like you are moving your way into the darkness and things are starting to disintegrate? Because one of two could be occurring depending on which wave you were on. You could be starting to go into the throes of some of the darkness, or you could be feeling like, yay, maybe I'm coming out. And then you hold your breath for another round, because yes, there does seem to be always new rounds that happen and occur in this awakening process. The awakening is not like a nice streamlined trajectory upwards. It's more like up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And when you're down, it can feel like, wah. And when you're up, it's like, another breath. Yes. Some oxygen coming in. On the topic of breath, I've still got 3 minutes. On the topic of breath, I hope that you guys have taken note that in the Spiritual Warriors support group, there is a chat. And in the chat, so go into the group, which is on Facebook, and then into the chat, there's a chat called Breathwork. And I post videos there of the breathworks that I'm doing on that particular day. It doesn't mean you need to do it at the same date, the same time, but if you want to sample some of those breathworks, I also have them pinned up at the top, and you can, there's like a post pinned at the top, and there's the links on there to try some like intense breathworks. Don't do the intense breathworks if you're having intense energy. If you're trying to shift some energy, yes, hop on in and try some of those breathworks. I'm finding them to be exceptionally beneficial at shifting things much quicker than anything else I've tried. So please join me in some of those breathworks. As I said, you just log on at your own time. And if you need some assistance, send me off a message and say, oh, whoa, I tried this one breath work and it was going really great for me. And then I just started crying and all this stuff came out. And the better the out than in. We want it out. We want it gone. So hop on into that. So out of the dark. Excellent. Woohoo. Out of the dark. We've got one comment. Feeling something. Well, I hope that the something that you're feeling is good. Maybe you're feeling I should be a little bit of trepidation before I make a decision on what this something is. And that's okay, because it's been a long haul for those of us on this wave, this collective that has been for the last few years. You know, maybe 2020 was an initiation start for you. Maybe 2021, different things happened. I know in my timeline, as I'm piecing this together, I'm realizing it goes further and further and further back. But I've definitely been consciously aware of the fact that I'm on an awakening since 2020. When I got the wake-up call, actually December 2019, is when Soul screamed at me and told me to save myself. So if you've been on that same timeline for the last 4 years, it's been a long ride. So it's okay to be a little bit, I'm going to wait and see how long this energy lasts before I jump into any conclusions. Not there yet, but that's okay. We're all moving. We're all moving towards it. Up and down, slowly and surely, we are getting there. So I'm going to start today. We are 1 minute out. First, welcome everyone to Easter's Oracle Read. And let's see what the energies have to say to us today, and what Spirit would like messages would like to deliver us. I like to leave things open and not set too much of intention on asking specific questions, especially in regards to the twin flame journey. It's best not to ask questions. It's best to get used to waiting for things as they come and being in divine time. So today we're going to leave it up to Spirit to give us the guidance that we need at this time. So today we're starting with the Priestess of Light, and there's our card already jumping out at us. And I liked this because it's very much the rise of the sun. The new dawn is upon us. And I very much feel that energy, especially in this eclipse time that we are in, that there has been a major shift, and things may be moving in a new direction for you. And new doesn't always feel comfortable. So we're moving into the Priestess of Light, and we are going to grab some glasses today so that I can actually see. That would be lovely. Luminous life force and personal power. Oh, yes. Get those arms up and bring in some that power. That is a very, so here, I'm going to show you this card. Absolutely incredible. Brilliant beliefs. Okay, so this is very interesting because yesterday and today, a lot of my meditations and a lot of the information that I've been receiving is all about getting that power center up and running. And the meditation that I did yesterday, the breath work, sorry, that I did yesterday, I could feel while I was doing it incredible energy happening in the solar plexus here, and wanting to move and bring that into power. So my first question is, take notice of your body right here, right now. And where is your energy? Are you slumped over and kind of feeling a little bit disheveled, and or are you standing in a very strong solar plexus energy? Even just give it a little bit of that. And it's great because the crystal that I had on top of this is a piece of citron. Which is very good stone if you're trying to increase your energy in your power center here. And a lot of us have struggled with this center because being empaths, being light workers, being twin flames, our empathy has been in overdrive. And when our empathy is in overdrive, it means that we are negating some of our personal power to appease others. And that's for our own personal protection and safety. We have learned through belief structures, we have been indoctrinated that other people's needs take precedence over our own. So if we make sure that other people are safe and calm and relaxed and fed and everything else, then we can relax and be calm and fed and everything else. So when that's negating our personal power, that's a constant drain on our personal power of giving ourselves to others, giving our energy to others all the time. So now we are very much trying to take that life force energy and keep it within self. So it's very important to develop some healthy boundaries so that we're not in a constant state of giving our power away to others through people pleasing, through fawning, through all of these types of activities, and standing strong in our own personal truth and our own sovereignty. And whether that is on a spiritual plane or it's on your three-dimensional plane where you're dealing with people outside in the world, where are you giving your power away, and how can you bring your power back into self? And you can see on this card here, there's this bright energy that's just coming up, this powerful energy in front of this woman. And we have two felines too. It looks like white jaguars or tigers or something in this energy here. So she is in her own priestess or priest energy, that divine knowledge that I am connected to the divine. I am a sovereign being of light. And say it with power. I am powerful. I am the light. I am. And use those power of affirmations to really instill in you the power that you need to protect your energy, because you are a light worker and you are full of divine calling and mission into this world. But if you're constantly giving your power away to others, you can't be in your personal power. So learning how to protect self within this. And I love how that we have cat energy here, because cat energy is very much independence. It's that unfuckwithable attitude. You just can't fuck with me, because I'm going to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it. And if you have a problem with that, I'm going to get a bit catty. So make sure that you don't need to resort to the cattiness. If you can maintain your power, you can just be, that's a no. That's a hard no for me. Thanks very much, but I'm going to exit stage left in this case. So in case you're wondering, for my numerology people out there, the card up is 45. And get yourself a little piece of citron. If you want to boost some of that power for yourself and you feel like there's a little bit still that needs more work in here, and use affirmations. One way that I have been doing affirmations lately, and I'm going to highly recommend it to you, is if there is something that you have been wanting to hear, or there's something that you're low in. So let's say that it's power. Let's say that what you're wanting right now is more power. Make your own affirmation CD, your own track. So get an app that is a voice recorder and just record yourself for 2 minutes saying, I am powerful. I am powerful. You can alternate it to, you are powerful. I am powerful. And then play it back for yourself to listen to and have it on repeat. Because once you've made a small clip, it's just going to go on repeat, and listen to it until you actually believe it. So you've taken a 2-minute clip out of your day and then put it on, and it does an auto repeat, and then it's going to sit there and you can listen to it for an hour during your yoga practice or your meditation. I am powerful. You are powerful. So there's a little throw out to you. Next, we're going to jump into the Sea Soul Journeys Oracle decks and see what our soul journey is asking us to come. And I love this deck because it's got mixed backs as well as mixed fronts. Oh dear, there we go. Oh, interesting, interesting, interesting. So our card up today from the Sea Soul Journeys Oracle cards is Forgive. Oh dear, 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 forgive. Okay, so may you let it be. A little bit of the Beatles song there. Let It Be is maybe something we want to go and listen to today, is the song Let It Be by the Beatles. And you can see here we have footprints in the sand, which reminds me of that poem where the author of the poem, and I don't know who wrote it, is talking about, well, where were you, God, when I needed you? And look, my footprints, I was all alone. And God responds something along the lines of, that's when I was carrying you. So you may feel the need to forgive God for some of this. What is this? You've been putting me through this spiritual awakening. Has been a little bit much, don't you think? Or there may be more going on where you may feel the need to forgive somebody else. Or is the question, do you need to forgive yourself? I'm going to focus on self here because this nice little single soul bit of footprints is in this process of awakening, the ascension journey that we're on. Sorry, I'm going to turn this off, getting a little bit warm. A lot of our shadow stuff begins to surface. And as our shadow stuff begins to surface, we can go into old habits, old egoic habits and beliefs that we need to beat ourselves up over how we chose to cope with what we knew at the time. And so maybe we chose to cope with addictions, and maybe we chose to cope with codependency, and maybe we chose to cope with archetypal energies of perhaps the bitch that would manifest in certain situations, a fight or flight kind of scenario, or any number of other archetypes and masks that we would wear in trying to keep all the wounds and the traumas deeply repressed. And so we get angry with ourselves and get a little bit overly judgmental and critical with ourselves when we make mistakes, or when those shadow elements bubble to the surface. And it's like taking beach balls with you to the ocean and trying to repress them all underneath the water. And what happens when you do that is boom, boom, they're going to fly up and like knock you out. So when you're at least, and I've talked a little bit about this in some writing I did yesterday, when you're trying to repress those shadowy things, they're going to come up and bounce out at inopportune times. So you might be running late for work, and then somebody swerves in front of you in a car and almost makes you have an accident. Road rage comes out. And so learning to forgive ourselves for these automatic responses that are actually wounds being expressed is a vitally important part of the process in transmuting the traumas, is learning to, okay, wait a second, why am I responding like this? And digging deep into the muck and saying, oh, I know why. I used to get in trouble when I would be late, and now I'm going to be late for this situation, and I was panicking because that inner child in me remembered the punishments that I used to get when I was late. And so I'm going to overcompensate by being really angry and aggressive because somebody tried to make me late. And I'm going to forgive myself for responding like that. That was a knee-jerk reaction of wound, an egoic face that the ego is trying to protect that like scared little child, because that child was scared of being punished again. So it's about digging down deep, and in the process, it's about forgiving you. Forgiving yourself for how you have chosen to deal with the traumas and all the life experiences. Listen, as light workers, star seeds, twin flames, all the rest, we've been implanted into very dark and difficult situations. Purposefully, that's part of the mission. And it's been difficult. It's been horrible. It's been full of fear. It's been full of all these things. And we did the best we could. It's not like we came into this planet with a manual or the memory. So it's only through this awakening process that the memories of who we truly are starting to come back to us. So we really need to forgive ourselves for the best that we did. We couldn't have done any better. We didn't know any better. So when you know better, you do better. And maybe we can all meet up one day on this beautiful beach. On the other side of this card, as I said, this deck has opposite cards. We can see all the stuff, the bubbles coming to a surface. So this is talking about all that stuff surfacing. And what does water represent? Water represents your emotions. So when you are triggered, allow what needs to come to the surface. And as it surfaces, look, it goes from dark into light. It becomes illuminated. And that's what this process is. This is our enlightenment. And so bring all the stuff that's in the emotional realm up and out, and let it be released into something new. All those oxygen bubbles rejoins the air and becomes something new. So to do that, we need to practice some self-forgiveness. Next, we're going to hop on into the Sacred Destiny Oracle. So lots of kind of destiny. Where are we going is what's happening here. And this is almost too good to be true. It's like you would think I'd planned these things or something. We have enlightenment. Did I not just say enlightenment? Oh, this is gorgeous. We have a beautiful sailboat that, look, it's like a flame. Do you see that sailboat? It's literally like a flame. As if this not speaking out to all the twin flames out there. And this sailboat is just ascending up. It's not even in the sea anymore. It's ascending up into the cosmos. It's being lifted up into the cosmic realm. This is absolutely fantastic. So enlightenment, if you've ever been sailing, I've had the privilege of sailing a couple times, not in any big boat, but on those little sunfish I used to have. And when you sail, you need to go through a process of, it's like zigzagging, because the wind will bring you this way a little bit, and then you have to tack, and then you have to move this way a little bit. So what this card is reminding me of, and to remind you of, is very much how it's going to be a constant process. Like I said at the start of this, up and down, but it's a process of, okay, I'm going into the shadow. I'm coming back out into the light. I'm going downwinds now. I'm going up into something better vibe. I'm going back into some oscillations. I'm going back into, oh, I'm feeling so as you're going through this process, understand you're being divinely guided. A sailboat moves because of the wind. You don't have control of that. You have control of the rudder. And that's all you have control over. So if you're trying to move your way along on this spiritual journey and thinking that you get to control all the ins and outs of it, No. You have to surrender and surrender and surrender to some more, to Spirit, who is guiding you, because Spirit is what provides the wind. So if you are feeling that you're not getting anywhere and there's a lack of wind, you could be in the energy of the void right now. And the energy of the void is, I'm not going anywhere. Nothing's happening. What's... You know, it's called the doldrums. You just, and it's called the doldrums for a reason, because you're sitting and you're waiting for that next burst to send you further along on your mission, on your soul's path. So if you are on the twin flame journey, be aware you don't get to control the wind. The wind gets to control you. And the faster that you can get into a place of surrender and let go, which was the card before as well, let it be, you know, and let go and let God, as the saying goes, the easier and more pleasurable the ride will be for you. And wait out those doldrums, wait out the times of the void, and wait out the storms, because this journey is going to bring you through dark night of the soul. It's going to bring you through ego death, and that's in that stormy time. The best thing to do is what? Batten down the hatches and wait it out. Get yourself into safe underground, and some prayer is the best thing for you. Dear God, may this storm pass and help me see the sunlight again tomorrow. And the storm inevitably will pass. So a great affirmation to use if you happen to be in the dark night of the soul, or going through ego death, or having a spiritual emergency, is it's going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. This too shall pass. I'm all right. And wait it out. Get yourself all cozy and comfortable down, nestled into the bow of the ship, and wait for the storm to pass. And you are being led, divinely guided to where. Let's get where we need to be, because where we need to be is into a higher enlightened state, so that we can do our jobs as light workers, which is to be in mission and to assist others with their awakening. So it's doing the work and then showing the way. So don't worry if you're not yet showing the way. Your job is to still do the work, because you can't show the way until you've done the work. So the more work you do, the more you prepared you are to be in alignment with the flow of not just your ship, but there's a whole flotilla of ships out there, a whole flotilla, and we all work together. So we may not be all in the same boat, but we are all on the same flotilla, and we are all on the same ocean, and it's the same wind. So we've got two up, and I'm going to take them both from the Dragon Tarot. And first we have the Two of Cups. And I'm digging the Two of Cups because it's what I was just talking about, a little bit about partnership and working collectively, and understanding always with cups energy is fill thy cup first. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So when you're starting to come back out of isolation, and in the awakening process, you will be put into isolation for a period of time, and you will also be sent certain individuals to assist you on your path. And those individuals may not be in your town. You could be connecting with them at a distance. I know on my spiritual awakening, a lot of my contacts have been around the world. And that's because as starseeds, we're all spread out. It's like we've been scattered. You don't plant a bunch of seeds in one location. If you just poked a hole in the soil and poured in your entire sachet of seeds into one hole, it's not going to grow very effectively, because they're all going to be fighting over the same soil. The roots will get all intertwined and mangled and enmeshed, and there'll be no space to grow, and they'll be fighting. So it's been purposely spread apart. And as you go through your awakening, yes, first there's a phase where you're going to lose a lot of people that have been in your vicinity, and that's for a reason. You need to go through your awakening process on your own, so that you're establishing and developing your own strengths and your own tools. so that you can overcome some of those ways that you previously coped and stand in your personal power. It doesn't say stand in your interpersonal power. It says stand in your personal power. And that's what this training session is all about. So as people start to come back into your world in any number of types of situations, maybe romantically, and you start thinking about dating again, or maybe it's like friendships, or maybe even it's family, or even old connections coming back to you from your childhood days, and you're like, oh, hi, haven't talked to you in 30 years. Each of these is like mini little testers to say, okay, well, how is your energy now? How are you doing now in regards to keeping that cup plentiful and not like pouring yourself out to somebody else? So you're managing to learn interdependence as opposed to codependence, and you're managing to learn to navigate through a give and take and reciprocal energy, because understanding reciprocal energy is vitally important for all of us who are on this ascension path, because we need to keep our own personal power up and our boundaries enlisted while we interact with others and learn through others, because everyone is a mirror. And so in learning through others, we are learning what our triggers are, and it's helping us expand that enlightenment process even more. So Two of Cups is a nice energy. It's, to me, talking very much about how we use others energetically to help us ascend, to help us reach enlightenment. And I want to talk about this card a little bit, because we've got the cups, one on top of each other. And so one is kind of grounded here in what looks like water to me, so energy like that. But the other one's flying high in the sky. So when we have interactions with people, doesn't matter who the people are, it doesn't matter if you even know each other. It could be somebody that you meet on the street that asks you for directions. So it could be a profound interaction. It could be what seems like a meaningless interaction. Understand there's two interactions happening at the same time. So there's the interaction that you're having with that person where you're speaking and your ego is involved and you're talking and you're like, oh, hello, yes, it's a nice day today. I hope you're doing well, and this, that, and the other. And your mind's thinking, why is this person asking me all these questions? I don't know. But understand there's something else happening at the same time on the 5D. So there's an energetic exchange that's happening. So just because your conversation with them on the 3D may seem meaningless, you're at the grocery store, can you please pass me that banana? What a meaningless conversation. But energetically on the 5D, there is more information going on. It's kind of like those video games where you go up to somebody and you need to exchange something so that you have the next thing that you require to help you on your own journey. So if you do any role play kind of video games, you might understand what I'm talking about there. And so those interactions could be anything. It could be gifts to help accelerate your healing. It could be downloads. It could be any type of information. And it doesn't mean you're consciously aware of it, because that's the point. You're not conscious. Your mind's not involved in that interaction. That's a soul level interaction. So your human avatar is having a conversation. At the same time, your souls are interconnecting and saying, hey, you know, I think I need a boost of confidence. Oh, great. I'll trade you some confidence for, how about some better vocabulary? And then boom, you've improved your communication, and you've also boosted up your confidence level as well. So every interaction with every single person that you meet has value beyond your mental understanding of that situation. Next up, we have the Page of Pentacles. And here, I'll show you this card here. Now, pages usually represents, we're starting out. It's like a recent graduate. So if you look at life school, as we've been going along on this spiritual quest, and we're doing our things, is we reach a certain level of mastery. But this card is saying we're not masters yet. We're nowhere near mastery yet. We are just in the end stages of getting close to graduation. Maybe, in fact, our exam is still yet to come, and we're about to be propelled into that higher realm, move along from that apprenticeship level into a more independent, but we're still apprentices, so there's still stuff to learn. We haven't got it all figured out yet. And, you know, this, you can see very much the energy of the archetype of student. You see a young man sitting here at a desk, writing, taking notes under the tutelage of this dragon energy. And there's also a smaller dragon on the crown. So this is talking to me, and we have a coin of pentacles, 5-pointed star behind him. So it says, listen, you've got more to learn. And you're going to have to do a little bit more work yet before you can say, hey, I've completely mastered this and I'm going to go out and take over the world. That's great that you want to do that, and you're definitely on the way to doing that. But be aware there is still a paradigm of the master and the student, or the teacher and the student at play. So just when, and this is where ego comes in. Oh dear, something's screaming at me. Hopefully it's working. Anyways, we need to, what we're working on learning is how to manage love for self, and myself away, because empathy empathy without boundaries is self-abuse. And we don't do that because we're spiritual warriors, and we are learning that's no anymore. That's an old strategy for coping, and moving forward, we're going to be in personal power. So I'm going to move next into the Sacred Geometry's Activations Oracle. Oh my God, this read seriously can't get more aligned if I tried. So what we have that's jumped out here is heart chakra. And I just said that, green energy, green energy. And it says, it's card number 4, in case anybody is interested in the numerology. The frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. Okay. So, flower of life, I can show you again what's here, Sacred Geometry, is an ever-expanding from a point of singularity. That singular point, that central point is the heart. And that heart expands out into other concentric circles. So it expands out, here being our heart, and here being our mind, and here being our body, and here being our spiritual realm, and here, and always in a state of ever expansiveness. And so for that heart to constantly be in an energy of expanding, you may experience through this awakening process tightness of the chest, some anxiety that comes with that. It can feel piercing at sometimes. There were moments through my awakening that I, was wondering if I had MS or something, because I was doing what's known as the MS hug, which is hugging yourself tightly, trying to constrict, because the energy, when it's moving through the heart chakra, is expanding from that singular point of singularity, which is me, which is our old paradigm in the solar plexus of that narcissist empath paradigm of, this is just me, to this is all, this is everything. I am part of a whole. I am part of everything. I am part of you. I am part of the world. I am part of the air. I'm part of everything. So learning to balance the energy that is going through your heart chakra through this process, it's really important to ground as much as humanly possible. And I want to hop into the book and just see, Spirit's telling me let's jump. I don't normally jump into these books, but Spirit is saying there's an important message in here for us. So, the flower of life is a geometric shape recognized by many cultures all over the planet. It consists of 13 equal circles that intersect at the middle of each, creating a perfectly proportioned flower. As a symbol, the flower of life represents the universe as a whole, as well as the harmony in which all the separate components of the universe work together. This beautiful pattern is often used to indicate our understanding of our connection as humans and as spiritual beings to the whole. The color green is associated with the fourth heart chakra. It is linked to our capacity to love and feel compassion. This applies to our ability to love one another as well as our ability to love ourselves. Throwing that extra stress on that because the whole point of the You movement is to learn to love the fuck out of yourself. The color green, oh, sorry, I said that quite a bit already. The heart is located at the center of our physical bodies, and likewise, the heart chakra is located at the center of the chest. It mediates between the lower and the higher, the lower being the physical and the higher being the spiritual planes of being. Green is the color of nature and earth. It is the healing color that balances and harmonizes the connection between mind and body. Its sense is touch. And I love the heart chakra because it always also reminds me of the symbol, which is the cross. And it's Easter, so, well, I suppose that's a very good time to utilize the cross. If we look at ourselves, we are a cross. And so the heart being right at the center of our own cross, which balances us in and our etheric form energies. It's the center point, as I mentioned at the beginning of this, of singularity. Now in this, it had a try this. So let's see what the try this recommendation is on the heart chakra. Try this. Take a deep breath. Bring your awareness to your heart area. Think about something or someone that makes you feel happy and loved. Take another deep breath and feel the smile on your face. Now start bringing other people or circumstances into that loving, happy place. Can you find space even for those you do not think had room in your heart? So there's a mission and a half. I dare somebody to try this one and let me know and report back in the comments what you think about that. Bringing in some others into the energy, starting with the energy of a safe love. Do you have a safe love that you can think of? Or a time in your life where you felt absolute extreme love? I know I have, and automatically, as soon as I think of that moment, yes, it brings a smile to the face. So yes, hop on and tell me about how you get on with bringing some others into that energy. Cultivate more energy in that heart space to allow that growth and expansion to happen. And because we are warriors, I'm going to pull a card from the Dark Mirrors deck because we don't mind going into the shadows because we're warriors. We're not high vibes only. We're any vibes. We can handle them all. We can handle the low vibes. We can handle the high vibes. We can handle the truth. Because in that energy as well of the cross, the high and the low, is we're willing to go into the dark places, aren't we? Yes, we are. Because you have to go into the dark to get to the light. For the light to even make sense. There's no point in having a candle lit in an open field on a sunny day. You're not going to see the candle. The candle is most beneficial in the darkest and stormiest of places. So while we're on that ship, you know, we've got some light. We are the light. So I'm... Oh, and there we go. Sacrifice. Another very apt card for the weekend that we are in, card number 7. We can see our warrior woman, and she is ready. She is looking straight forward. She's got knife in hand, and she is prepared to cut the ties and the binds and the situations that no longer work for her. And so some maybe releasing of situations, of people, is a huge thing on this journey. And she's ready. And you can see there's a sliver of light that's coming across her face here, preparing her for the battle. She is in a state of protection. She's got her armor on. And yeah, she ain't gonna take it no more. I am not gonna take it anymore. I am... Take that knife and cut. If people are showing up with bullshittery in your life continually, and you're just sitting there and going, oh, okay, yes, well, that's just Aunt Flo, and she just talks like that. That's a funny name. Or, you know, well, I love him, and he cares about me sometimes. You don't know. You gotta, sometimes the best thing you can do to keep your own cup full, and back to the question, is the energy reciprocal? If the energy is not reciprocal, you gotta get back into that learning state of mind and get into your heart chakra so that you can say, this isn't for me. Whether you love somebody or not is irrelevant if they're abusing you. If they're treating you poorly and less than you deserve, you need to take this knife, see this nice sword here, and you need to cut the ties, and you need to walk away, and you need to be empowered in your own personal power. So there will be sacrifices that need to be made on this, and it may not be people. You may be cutting the ties to habits, to behaviors, to thinking. On this path, as those that have followed me, you can see how many things I've had to let go of. I've let go of countless things to save my physical body and get it better into health and out of disease. I had to cut foods. I had to cut drinks. I had to cut cigarettes. I had to cut all the fun stuff. Let's be honest, we do those things because they worked for us for a period of time. But if they're no longer working for us, they got to go. Got to go. So yes, warriors, are you ready? Are you ready to let go of those things? Are you ready and to say, I'm ready to unfuck this? Because that's what's required. So I'm going to pull something from the higher realms here to give us a little bit of my angel deck. We have mercy. To develop the quality of mercy, forgive yourself and everyone around you. So all those situations, all those people that you need to let go of, you can forgive them. They've taught you what they needed to teach you. Perhaps they were a teacher on this journey for you, and not all teachers and not all lessons are nice. Listen, this life school has some really crappy experiences, and those teachers are there to teach you things like standing in your own personal power and learning when it's time to move on and things like that. So with mercy, we're learning to forgive self. Be magnanimous and see the good in others and give them the benefit of the doubt. The benefit of the doubt does not mean put your rose-colored glasses back on and give them the 13th chance. The benefit of the doubt means, okay, on a soul level, they are trying to teach me something, and I think what they're trying to teach me is it's time to move on. Be open and open yourself up to compassion, but most of all, access the wisdom within that recognizes the divine in every creature. So even the dark people and the narcissistic people have served a function, and so we can be thankful for them and forgive them at a distance. Over there, really far, further still, keep going. Thanks for the lessons. Now don't talk to me. When you temper your attitude to others with mercy, you offer them grace. Good luck to you. You spread much light and joy and freedom and empower others to find the good in themselves. I hope you find the good in yourself. Peace be with you. I leave this to the hands of the divine. I don't need to carry this with me. I don't need to hold on to resentments, and I don't need to hold on to frustrations, and I don't need to harbor ways of vengeance to get back at you, because trust me, the divine is going to take much better care of it than we could. So please take this from me and show me mercy and show them mercy so that they can learn the lessons. And it's not my business anymore. It's not my problem anymore. Choosing this card may mean that the angels of mercy are offering you a release from your pain and difficulties. Accept it graciously. I am merciful. Well, that's a beautiful card. A little bit of mercy that comes after we sacrifice is a very useful combination of cards, because we don't want to sacrifice and then just hold on to the pain forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And, 30 years down the road be, that guy did this to me and it was not fair. No, it wasn't fair what happened to you. But let God take care of it. One of my favorite angels that I like to pray to is Archangel Raguel. And I pray to Raguel quite often, and he is the angel that brings about divine justice. So, dear Archangel Raguel, please clear me, release from me what all these pains and hurts and upsets, and may there be divine justice brought for this situation. So that's struggling with some conflicted situations, some legal battles, going through a divorce, any of those types of things. Archangel Raguel might bring you some peace. So this deck is a fun deck, and it's one I like to end with things a little bit on my rude decks. I have a couple rude decks. I like my rude decks. And we've got something so right about that on one side, and the other side is keep your word. So this to me is really a card, and we've got pink energy. So unconditional love has to start with an unconditional love to self. And keeping your word is about being in authenticity, and which is your integrity from throat chakra. So moving to this place in between these two is your higher heart energy. And higher heart means that I can be in balance and in an integrity with, I can love you, but that doesn't mean I'm going to tolerate anything that is less than love for me. And I'm going to, if I implement boundaries, I'm going to keep my word. That's a no from me. I'm sorry, that doesn't work for me. I'm going to speak from a place of truth, speak from a place of bravery, speak from a place of authenticity. So yes, there's, the more we stand in our own personal power and speak from our truths, and not try to alter who we are as people, there's something so right about that. And so that's where we end our read today. I hope everybody got some awesome messages out of this. To recap, so remember we need to stand back into the light and let go of the beliefs that don't align with that, so that we're in our own personal power. In so doing, we need to forgive ourselves for when we weren't in our own personal power, because without forgiving ourselves, we delay our own enlightenment path, which is going to take a little bit of this kind of rocking motion, and you might get a little seasick on the journey. And be aware, we're not masters yet. We're still in a dualistic society where we're living in a state of to every situation, I'm going to learn something, and I may know something as well. So when we come together in that joint collective energy, we're doing exchanges where I'm learning something and I'm giving something, and I'm learning something and I'm giving something. And then, oh, wow, look at the flow of energy that's happening between the two when you're both in an energy of learning and giving, and learning and teaching. And so that's super good, because that would bring us back into heart-centric energies, which is what the assignment is all about here on Earth, is to lift humanity out of that narcissistic realm that we've been stuck in for over 2,500 years, which is all about power and control and domination, and move it up into a place of community, love, love, love. So to get up into this energy, we're going to have to sacrifice. And when we have to sacrifice, show mercy to those things and those people and those situations that we've had to sacrifice, and do it with integrity. Always stand in your own personal power and your own integrity. So if anybody has any questions that they would like to ask, this is the opportunity to do so. And I can see them here on my phone. Let's see. Here we go. Well, welcome to the first time who's catching me live. Welcome, welcome, warrior. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. When sacrifice, be gentle with yourself through the process. If you have had to cut off family members, and oftentimes, and I had to do it, if you want to watch some of my videos on narcissism, I have a playlist for that. I also have a playlist for trauma. Please dive into this playlist to help I had to do it with my mother. It was exceptionally difficult to do. I had to do it with my husband. We cut off people that we love dearly, but these are trauma bonds oftentimes. And understanding a trauma bond is hugely necessary. For me, it was harder than quitting anything else I quit. So I quit alcohol, I quit sugar, I quit cigarettes, I quit pot, I quit. Yeah, all of those things came with challenges. Caffeine even came with a challenge. But quitting people, when you're an empath and you've been enmeshed and embedded with those people for 20, 30, 40, 50 years more, there is nothing I have experienced that is more difficult than clearing yourself. So a lot of heart energy and self-compassion and self-care and self-worth stuff if you've had to cut family members off. You have my absolute empathy in that situation. If you need help with anything to do with protecting yourself from trauma bonds and healing from trauma bonds, please reach out. We can set up a Zoom call for that, because it's a very difficult thing to do, to lose family. Any other questions? Taking a lot from this. Oh, good. Feeling brighter is good. I definitely want some brighter to show. That's always a good thing. Anybody else have any questions today before I sign off and wish you, which is all about rising into ourselves. Video earlier today, I still have to edit it. I will get that up. It will be up definitely by tomorrow. And if anybody needs any assistance on their spiritual path, on their awakening, on the twin flame journey, on any journeys, please feel free to set up a Zoom call with me. The way to do that is in the description below. I work all my appointments via donation, reasonable donation, please. And let's see if we can help you clear some of the box and release some of the things that may not be working for you. That said, I think that's all the questions that we have today. So I want to send you so much love, so much compassion. Get outside, get some grounding on, and love the fuck out of yourself. Adios!